No. Hi Year 3-4. I just thought I'd put together a little video prompt today of some of the things that you could do to finish off your time capsule. We're going to finish with the time capsule today, so that in our next Zoom on Wednesday we're going to do something a little bit different. So I thought I'd give you some ideas of how you can finish off your time capsule, some of the other things you might want to put into it, and I'd really like you to write a letter to the future. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. And then I found a video clip of somebody opening a time capsule so that you can see kind of the excitement and the point of it all. So hopefully you'll want to bury your time capsule so someone can find it in the future and learn all about these crazy times that we've had. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen first of all. Ooh, frozen again. Okay. Okay, so my mouse is doing a bit slow. So finishing your time capsule. So what have we done so far? So hopefully most of you will have found yourself an airtight waterproof container, and we did that in session 1, and then decorated your container. And part of decorating it involves putting lots of pictures on it of things that you like, or people that you like, or stickers of animals and things that you like, but also to have on it the date that it was buried and the date that it should be opened. So how long in the future do you want it to be opened? Do you want them to wait 20 years, 50 years? Make sure that information is on the outside of your time capsule. And then we've also been drawing some pictures or been writing about things which are popular at the moment. So I know Lilybeth had lots of little pictures of things like McDonald's and that were popular, and Amelie and Elena, you were going to go crazy with the Adopt Me characters. Whatever you want to do, that's fine. And then last time on Wednesday we listened to lots of music and we talked about how music makes us feel, and we decided that and we talked about some of our favourite songs. So what I wanted you to do after that session was to draw pictures or write something about the music that you like, and perhaps include some information about why you like it. Does it make you feel a certain way? That kind of thing. Okay, so that's what we've done so far. What else could you add? Well, you could, and I know some of you have already found a few, add some coins that we have at the moment, so that in the future people can compare them to the ones that they have then. Will they even have coins in the future? Maybe we'll all be paying by card. You could also add some pictures of your favourite sweets, maybe some wrappers to show some of the things that you like. You could even stick them into a collage if you wanted to. You might want to make some information about your favourite food. Depending on when your time capsule is going to be open, food could have changed quite a lot in the future. So you could put in some recipes or some photographs, or maybe not examples, but some of the things of the different types of food that you have at the moment. You might definitely want to include some information about the coronavirus. This is obviously something that's going on at the moment. It's a really big deal to us. It's something that we've never had to deal with before. So having information about that and how you feel about the coronavirus would be really useful. You might want to I've put this picture in to talk about the world. So I think one of the things that people are becoming more aware of at the moment is things to do with the environment. So maybe you would want to put some information in about the things that are going wrong with the world, or what you think might be a good way to improve the environment for the future people. And then the last one I've put on here is a family photograph, because you might want to put in some photographs of you and your brothers or your sisters, and that will really help the people who open it to get a sense of who made it and what sort of person that they were. So the last thing I want you to include in your time capsule is a letter to the future. So you need to write a letter which is going to explain why you're writing. It's going to give information about yourself and what life's like now, and maybe include your thoughts about what you think life in the future will be like. So do you think everybody's going to be riding hoverboards and spacesuits, or do you think it might not be that different from now? So if you could write a letter which has those 3 things, so why are you writing, information about yourself and life at the moment, and then including your thoughts about what the future might be like. Now this is going to be an informal letter, so that means that you're writing it as if you're writing to a friend rather than somebody who's important like the Queen. You're going to write it as if you're writing to a member of your family or one of your friends, but it still needs to have certain features on it. So it needs to have the sender's address, so that they know where you lived and where you came from. It needs to have the date. It needs to have an appropriate greeting. So it could be like, hi there, future people, or dear future person, or anything like that really. But dear or hi, because it's an informal letter, you can get away with writing hi. And then an introduction, which is where I think you should put in about why you're writing. So, dear future person, I'm writing because this year in 2020 something amazing has happened. There's been the coronavirus, it's been a situation we've never had to deal with before, and it's made me think that I want to record what life is like at the moment for future people. Something like that. Chatty and informal expressions and style, so you're not thinking about using posh formal words, you can just chat as if you were talking to your friends. Remember that this bit you're going to put, so you're going to have your introduction about why you, let's go back, you can see, an introduction about why you're writing. And then in this middle section, you're going to give the information about yourself, and you're going to think about what the future's like. So I would probably write 3 paragraphs, have your introduction, have information about yourself, and then talk about what you think life might be in, what do you think life might be like in the future. And that can be quite chatty, so you might put questions in there like, oh, I wonder what life could be like in the future. I bet you're sailing around on hoverboards or something. So chatty and informal all of the time. And then a complimentary close just means like love from, or hope you're doing well in the future, or take care of yourself, or maybe we'll meet up one day, or something like that. And then you could put love from, lots of love, and then your name or your signature at the bottom. So you should be able to put together this 3-paragraph letter. It doesn't have to be very long. So think about the detail of the information that you're giving and the words that you're using, rather than worrying that it's got to be a really long piece of writing, because it doesn't have to be. Okay, and that will be the last thing that you put into your time capsule. So then you have to bury your time capsule. So I would really like you to keep a copy or a photograph of your letter, so that when we meet up next Wednesday, you'll be able to tell me and show me the letter that you have written. And then you need to ask your parents to help you to find a good place to bury or hide your time capsule. Now, we have recently made a time capsule for our house, and we didn't bury it because we don't really have space in our garden. But what we did instead was to hide it in the garage. So it's underneath, up in the rafters underneath the roof, so that at some point in the future, somebody else who moves into our house will find it, and they'll be able to see the information from this time. So it needs to be somewhere where it won't be forgotten, but also where it won't be disturbed. So if you've got a dog who really likes digging holes in the garden, then burying it in your garden probably isn't a good idea, because he's probably going to dig it up. So try and find somewhere where it won't be forgotten, but it won't be disturbed. And then, if you can, take photographs of where your time capsule has been buried or where you hid it, so that you can share these with us next time. So we're not going to do any more work on our time capsule in our sessions together from now on. We've got 2 more left, no, 3 more left, so we'll do something a little bit different to finish off the term. But I would like to spend the first part of Wednesday's session sharing your ideas. So if you could share the letter that you wrote, share what else you put in there maybe, and then if you have managed to bury it, and don't worry if you can't, because it might not be possible for everybody, then take a photograph of it and where it is, so that you can share that with us next time. Okay, so I hope that that is useful to give you some ideas of how to finish off your time capsule, and I hope that some of you will take up that challenge and have a go at getting it done, so that we can share those next time. I'm sure lots of you have watched a programme called Blue Peter, and in the year 2000 they opened some time capsules that have been left from 1971, and I wanted to show you a little video of them opening the time capsules, because I think it's a really good example of why you might want to bury one, because actually it's really exciting to open one as well. So I'm just going to share that, she says, somewhere. Where is it? Must be in this one? No, not that one. Hang on. Let's stop the share.
These to begin the all-important task of finding them.
Television Centre has changed quite a bit since 1971.
And this is the actual spot where the box was buried and the tree was planted for the year 2000. Alongside used to stand a statue of Petra, the very first Blue Peter dog, which was put up in 1978. When work to extend television centres started in 1984, Petra's statue, our tree and box all had to be moved. So presenters Janet Ellis, Peter Duncan and Simon Groom, helped by Percy Thrower, the Blue Peter gardener, all braved the rain and transferred everything into the Blue Peter garden.
That box won't be alone because we're going to bury this second one with it. And this box will bring Blue Peter right up to 1984, unlike the other one. It will also be opened in the year 2000.
Hiya, Claire.
Hey, Claire.
Hey, that's a lot of equipment for a bit of weeding.
But we're not going to do a bit of gardening. We're actually here to dig up the Blue Peter boxes for the year 2000.
Yeah, I remember them doing it, and it was at the same time that they moved this poor old tree, the silver birch tree.
Val, John and Pete said that it was going to be about 25 to 30 foot. And it is, isn't it? It's about 9 metres.
It would actually have been a little bit taller, but I had to chop a bit off because it got this disease called honey fungus. So he struggled a bit, and the other thing is that they don't actually live very long anyway, so it's done extremely well to make it.
Right now, I reckon we should look around for those boxes. So have you got the map, Matt?
It's right here.
Okay,
Right, here we
let's
go.
have a look at that map.
Right, oh, here we are, look.
Oh, look, here's north.
And
So-
that's where we are now. We need to go 18 paces northeast of the tree.
And then when we get to the end, then we need to go 17 paces to the northwest. Here lie the boxes. Okay, so basically we need to start pacing over that way. Using
get
the compass.
pacing.
Northeast, let's go.
And
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
13,
13,
14,
14. Hang
15,
on.
16, 17.
There's 14 to here and
No, I done 17.
there's still another
to here.
pace to go yet.
It's obvious when you reach the end of the garden, then you have to turn northwest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Mabel and Lucy were doing their best to sniff out the box too. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
I reckon it's about here. Time for action. Let's take the turf. Could be quite deep, you know. I reckon we need more help. Claire!
I think we're going to be here all day.
Katie!
Simon!
Yes, you called.
We're here. Come on then, get stuck in.
Not got it out yet?
Where do we stick the shovel?
Well, it's around here somewhere, so just...
Can you get off my shovel?
Clear!
That's it, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's treasure.
Yeah.
That hasn't been seen for all those years.
Well, I can't.
But this was only the first of several false alarms.
Careful now, it might have rusted.
Let's hope
It
not.
probably will have rusted, won't it? It's
Contents
been
will be in
there
trouble.
ages.
Yes.
That's why the soil's changed.
Someone not
colour,
tipped
should-
out their barbecue here.
Several hours and a lot of mud later...
I think I found something. Hang on.
Let's see.
We found it!
Excellent. Let's see how deep down it is. Hang on.
Oh, it's got writing on it though.
What does it say? Blue Peter box. I reckon it's about 1.5 metres down. I didn't know it'd be that deep.
Wow!
That is amazing.
We're standing on the edge of history here. Down there in that hole is a bit of Blue Peter's past. And we're standing here in the present.
But when they buried it, now was in the future.
How bizarre. Well, I know you're all very excited, but I hate to tell you this.
What?
Go on. If we're going to get that out, we've got a lot more digging.
Yeah.
Get your spades
Do you
going.
want a hand up there, Kate?
Well, we've seen what was in the 1984 capsule, but now is the moment so many people have been waiting for, the unsealing of the original Blue Peter time capsule, buried in June 1971.
Yes, and of course, who better to help us unveil what is inside than the legends that are John, Val and Pete. You are! You're legends!
I've got my hands up.
Right, go for it, John.
Okay. Val,
Shall I
hit the bar. Knock the bar
Stand
out.
back.
Go on. Good way.
Hey!
That's the easy. You get out the sealant.
Okay.
I've got the foreman's job. I like this.
Right,
You can get off
Let's have a
the
sort of
nuts. I'll just
Right,
get
okay.
these
unscrew your nuts.
Yeah, I'm going to unscrew them.
job this season.
That's good, it's
Is he
unscrewed.
ready to do it this way?
We'll unscrew them and
Yeah.
get to the next
Go on,
one.
keep going, keep going.
Okay.
There are a lot
This
more.
one better than the 84 guy.
Move round. Feel gooey inside.
You know, she's
Hit it with anything.
It all took time and teamwork.
Here we go.
That's it. There it goes. Go on, go on, go on, go on.
The big
These are
man.
the truth. Can you get under that?
Gather in,
Get rid of
That
these.
could come off though, Johnny.
Yeah,
Come
get
on,
it, get it.
hang on.
Hang on.
Get a bit of purchase on it.
You need the forward.
Oi.
Leverage.
There. Whoa!
Bone dry.
Oh, look
Bone
at
dry.
that! It's a Christmas pudding.
That won't be very nice. That'll be the film
What's this
cam,
gonna be?
I bet. It was you, Johnny. What were you doing? The
Flying to the Isle of Man, the race.
Yeah, the race from the Isle of Man. That's
Smells a bit.
Watch that then.
Oh, it's wet inside.
Yeah, look at this.
Wow.
Out with it.
wet, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
it's gone
God!
rusty.
Look at that.
Oh, it's
Wow.
the aeroplane's gone rusty.
It's still sealed.
Wow.
Okay,
It's full of water, listen.
this is very wet in
We need a
here.
knife.
From one of these guys.
Scissors.
Okay.
Do you want to do it, John? You do
Do
it.
it from that side.
Did you bury some
Careful,
cheese and biscuits
John.
in here?
I hope not.
I know there's a radio time. It's very cheesy.
Times there should be some funky
Smell.
It smells very Stilton.
Yeah, that is actually quite smelly.
Very strong.
Some of the packages were really well wrapped up.
We got something, we got something.
And they're very wet. I'll tell you, it's a good job of plugging that. Full set.
Oh, look, a set of coins.
Decimal coins.
Set of decimal
Decimal
coins.
day coins.
Yeah.
Right, we've got
Oh,
the
the
coins.
picture of me.
We've got the badges.
Well, that tape, well, you never know, it might play. What was on the tape?
I don't think we'll ever find out, Pete. Shame, it's so wet.
Set
this
of
is
blue piece
Oh,
of
look at this.
this.
The
mini books.
Look at you there, Peter.
Collect
Oh, thank you.
That's fantastic.
Oh, look at this. Oh, what a shame.
There we are.
Oh, dear.
At least you can see what they are.
Blue Peter Guide Dogs.
What year was that?
Book of Daniel. Does
at you
anybody
there, John.
remember Daniel? Hey, I wonder what they're worth now.
This stays around.
Joking and hilarity aside, for a lot of people, for a whole generation of people, you are Blue Peter. You are the presenters that people remember. So Val, I know you've already got one, but for you too, we would like to give you the programme's highest award,
Oh, great.
A gold?
a gold badge. There you
Well
go.
done.
I thought you had to do something wonderful.
And
Oh, that was worth it. Right.
You're honoured.
Thanks, Casey. That's fabulous.
The last word should go to you.
Well,
Thea.
it's been a great moment opening this. It's sad that it's so wet, but we still, as you say, have recognised what's in there. And the 29 years has been a long time, but as Pete said earlier, it's gone very, very quickly indeed, certainly for us. And we hope that the 29 years have been good ones for you and your families too.
And wherever you are, whether you're in Britain or anywhere in the world, even in Halifax, we'd like to wish you a very happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, don't forget, very important this, you must remind the Blue Peter team of 2049 that there is a box buried underneath the Millennium Dome for 2050. Don't forget.
Coming back for it.
That chance for
Let's
anyone.
I'm
hope
gonna be
it
there.
stays a little bit drier than this one has. Well, we'll leave you with a final look back at the last 29 years in which Blue Peter has stayed the best-loved children's programme. Let's hope that it stays that way throughout the 21st century. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye. Give her a kiss. Go on, give her a kiss.
Okay, so I hope you found that video interesting, and it showed you how that Blue Peter capsule was opened up again 29 years after it was buried in 1971. So maybe your capsule will be the same, being opened again in the years to come. So we're going to Zoom on Wednesday, and I know some of you want to play that maths game again, so we'll probably set that up. But until then, I hope you have a good week, and I will see you later. Bye.